This episode is sponsored by Squarespace. At age 8, Jet Li was assigned to the Beijing Sports and Exercise School, where he would begin studying Wushu. And after mere 3 years of training, Li won his first national championship. He was just 12, competing against adults in their 20s.
During the award ceremony, as I stood on the top step of the podium, I was still shorter than the second and third place medalists. It must have been quite a sight.
But he noticed his title of all-round champion rings a bit hollow, as the all-round category consists of just a few styles of weapons. So, Li went outside of his school to study many more forms of martial arts by himself, just to live up to his own standards. This insatiable thirst for self-improvement, emblematic of an athlete, is what sets Jet Li apart from the competition. Jackie Chan was mainly an opera actor, Michelle Yeoh was a dancer, Jet Li is a martial artist first and foremost. With that history in mind, today we are going to take a look at Jet Li's film career to see how his works were shaped by his identities as an actor, a movie star, and a Wushu practitioner. Strap in. This is my ode to the Emperor of Kung Fu. Unfortunately, due to a knee injury, Jet Li had to retire from Wushu competitions at 18. But just like the faithful frontierman from the Chinese folktale, it was a blessing in disguise. Entering the 80s, the first mainland-oriented kung fu movie was in production. Unlike most Hong Kong productions of the time, instead of featuring opera actors, this film would cast seasoned martial artists. With Jet Li being one of the best Wushu artists in the country, he was cast as the leading man, despite having no prior acting experience. He was just 17 and really handsome. Set against the backdrop of the Sui Tang Dynasty transition, Jet Li plays a young orphan rescued by the Shaolin Temple. It's an episodic tale about the orphan's life studying kung fu, culminating in an epic battle to defend the temple in war. Young and inexperienced, Li's acting was mostly serviceable but not impressive.
师父，你的大恩未报，我不能。
But no one's watching this young lad act anyway, because everyone's busy picking up their jaws from the floor in between these action sequences. Thanks to the actor's hardcore martial arts training, this film looks nothing like what people have seen before. People front flipping off their heads, doing flying kicks without wires. This came out just a few years after Drunken Master. Although that movie is shot better, the physicality in Shaolin Temple is next level. Yet, despite such fierce competition, Jet Li stands out. Take a look at this monk. Not bad. Now, take a look at Jet Li. See how much more dynamic his movements are? Li exhibits a sense of ferocity that is unmatched. This, to me, is the essence of Jet Li's fighting style. Clean, powerful, and to the point. And with so many different weapons being showcased, you can see why people were blown away by this young man. For its stunning action, Shaolin Temple went on to break box office records in China. Everyone I know from my parents' generation went to the theaters multiple times to watch and re-watch the movie. It was an event. With both the film's success and Jet Li leaving such a strong impression, it's only natural for him to continue as the leading man in many more movies. It seems like Jet Li is already on top of the world, but little do people know, the sky is not his limit. Fun fact, back when Shaolin Temple was being filmed, the temple was actually a really run-down place, with no visitors and only about 10 elderly monks. The movie was great publicity for the temple, and helped revive interest in it. Luckily these days, you don't need a whole movie to publicize. All you need is a website from Squarespace. With their award-winning templates, Making a website takes no time at all. Combined with a robust analytics tools, you can track how your website or business is doing and tailor your content for optimal performance. Too intimidating? Squarespace has plenty of guides on how to do everything, down to details like search engine optimizations. Start a free trial at squarespace.com/accentercinema and use the code accentercinema to get 10% off your first purchase. No credit card is needed for sign up. You can experiment with all the tools you need. So head on over to squarespace.com/accentercinema and show off your business today. Jet Li's career got propelled into the stratosphere in 1991 with the release of Once Upon a Time in China. In this Kung Fu Wuxia series, Jet Li plays a Chinese folk hero, Wang Fei Heng. He fights American human traffickers, helps establish the Republic of China, and even travels overseas to build Chinatown. All fictionalized adventures, of course. To this day, whenever people think of Wang Fei Heng, they think of Jet Li. Even though many actors play the character, Li remains the most iconic. Why? For a few reasons, I believe. The obvious one is Jet Li's background. His wushu style feels traditional. It's clean and elegant, which matches well with a legendary character. Li even walks with a stoic attitude, a posture backed by years of training. He feels larger than life. But the critical reason for me is Jet Li's mentality. From his interviews, you can tell Li is a very contemplative person.
这个世界的第一啊，只有一个。那么，是不是一定要做到第一就是最好的那个英雄呢？做不到的就是狗熊了。其实我觉得不是，生命不是这样看的。
Jet Li has a mind of a martial artist, a mind of a hero. Once Upon a Time in China was a massive success. It kickstarted the folk hero subgenre. In 1993 alone, Jet Li started in 6 movies. All of them are wuxia folk hero films. People were in love with Jet Li, for he seems to embody a sort of wuxia ideal. And as Jet Li's fame grew, his creative involvement also grew. He became a producer in many of his own films. Perhaps unsatisfied with being typecast, towards the second half of the 90s, Jet Li transitioned into modern action flicks, switching to a more contemporary combat style. For any other Kung Fu stars, this transition wouldn't be a big deal. But for Jet Li, it was a statement. Few have the gall to remake a Bruce Lee film, but Jet Li is nothing if not a daring man. In the Jet Li produced Fist of Legend, he shows off a form of kickboxing that incorporates elements of sanda as well as foreign martial arts like judo. It's contemporary. Yet, you can still see its form and style. It's beautiful. In the film, the style matches with the film's thesis.
錯啦，後生仔，要擊倒對方，最好嘅方法係用手槍。練武最重要嘅目的係要將人嘅體能推至最高極限。
It examines the utility of martial arts in contemporary China. Outside of the film, however, this may also be a criticism on the state of wushu competitions. Jet Li was dissatisfied with the state of wushu, believing the rigid competition rules stifle personal style and creativity.
There is no personal flavor anymore. Nowadays, the athletes look like machines. They are moving so quickly, I can barely see what they are doing. Wushu is not a race. It shouldn't be like other sports where the fastest athlete wins.
In the same way Bruce Lee once pushed Kung Fu forward, Jet Li's free-form combat moves with the times. Appropriate as both of them are martial artists first and foremost. Hailed as one of the greatest Kung Fu movies ever produced, Jet Li wrote himself into cinematic history. The man is now a living legend. How much higher can he possibly go? Like many Hong Kong action stars, Jet Li made a transition to stateside at the turn of the century. Li's first Hollywood role is the villain in the excellent action sitcom Lethal Weapon 4. It was kinda a big deal for Jet Li to play the bad guy, but these days, we all know who the real bad guy is. Anyway, it was quite an introduction. Jet Li's ferocity matches well with a ruthless villain. This killer with few words persona left such a strong impression, almost all of Jet Li's overseas films would follow this template. Always the cold and stoic badass, he's the hero who doesn't need to run. He just walks and demolishes whoever's in his way. He effortlessly breaks out of a prison in Romeo Must Die, beats up 30 cops in Kiss of the Dragon, fights with one hand in his pocket in Cradle to the Grave, even kicks his own ass in The One. It's a testament to his wushu prowess that fierce movement shaped his persona and his persona shaped his movies. Jet Li's name alone makes the franchise. This marks the height of his identity as a movie star. Meanwhile, Jet Li's acting career begins to shift towards a more serious direction. Hero, released in 2002, is arguably Jet Li's first dramatic performance. Li plays a nameless assassin on a mission to kill a warmongering king. Upon confronted by the king's reason for war, however, he begins to have second thoughts. While Jet Li's performance isn't the most impressive thing, as his character is essentially a Terminator, it is definitely a notch above his usual quality.
那你如何取胜?
See that subtle shift in his eyes when he begins to fall into his memories? And who can forget his fight scene with Donnie Yen? Like Li, Donnie is also a martial artist trained from a young age, and the skills on display by these two are truly breathtaking. Li would step it up in Luc Besson's 2005 production, Unleashed. Jet Li plays a man who grew up and trained like an attack dog. He's docile when his collar is on, but becomes a vicious killer when it's off. Now that is a challenging role, and Jet Li kills it. And his opponents too. Appropriately, Li's fighting style is much more brutal, with no regards for grace and beauty. It's morbidly mesmerizing to see him punches a goon repeatedly in the face. Beyond the fights, Jet Li also acts really well. This scene where Morgan Freeman shows him a piano and he experienced joy for the first time, that childlike innocence is infectious. Then, in 2006, Jet Li concluded his career in Kung Fu cinema with one of the all-time best Kung Fu films, Fearless. Jet Li plays folk hero Huo Yuanjia. It's a story about a young martial artist being led astray by his obsession with becoming the best. Upon defeating his final opponent, accidentally killing him, he loses all meaning in life and begins wandering in search of a purpose. Despite it being an action film, a third of the film's runtime is spent on the character's life as a drifter in a remote village devoid of action. In this contemplative journey, he learns how to slow down, to live a life with meaning. As the character feels it, the audience feels it too.
你只是在这个时空中的这几十年当中的一个电影行业里的某一个人物而已。无限的时空，40亿年是什么？就得看着它就像梦似的，就在那儿去。
Now those are the words of a wushu master. Finally, in 2007, Jet Li starred in The Warlords, a political action thriller set in the Lei Qing dynasty. Jet Li plays a warrior who ascends the political ladder through cunning and brutal means, hoping to be the one good person in the government to save the people of China. For that, he must sacrifice even the people closest to him.
总有一天，你会明白我是对的。
And this eulogy he gives for the people he's about to kill is positively chilling and yet heartbreaking.
安心上路。
Now a mature man, Li's acting is sincere and moving. Li won Best Actor in the Hong Kong Film Awards against the legendary Andy Lau, whom he acted opposite to. What a way to conclude your acting career. In 2004, while taking a vacation in the Maldives with his family, Jet Li was hit by the tsunami caused by the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake. Thanks to the goodwills of passers-by, Li and his family narrowly escaped, and that experience changed Jet Li forever.
I had spent the first 41 years of my life thinking about Jet Li first, wanting to prove I was special, wanting to prove I was a star. Everything I had done was self-centered. In that lobby, however, I saw people of different colors, speaking different languages, helping each other. If everybody does a little bit, it will make a big difference.
Li decided to do the right thing, paying it forward. So he started his own charity, the One Foundation. Post-2010s, Jet Li's film output slows down significantly as he focused more on his charity work. He also became much more active again in the wushu scene, participating in a lot more promotional events, as well as teaming up with Chinese billionaire Jack Ma to promote the performative sport. He is living a truly meaningful life. Jet Li is more than an action star, for his passion and ambition lies way beyond the boundary of a celluloid frame. For nearly his entire life, he dedicates himself to the art of wushu, promoting the art form and its philosophy through cinema. While he did that, he also continuously honed his acting skill as well as his mind, and through charity, honed his heart. He's a martial artist, he's a star, he's an actor, and to me, Jet Li is a hero.